to the special holiday edition of the U.S. Embassy Managua's Culinary Diplomacy Program, Compartiendo Cucharas, our series that shares U.S. and Nicaraguan culture through cuisine. We have partnered with the Culinary Diplomacy Project in Washington, D.C. to connect Nicaraguan and U.S. audiences with celebrity chefs to share regional cuisine and culture. Today, we are excited to learn holiday dessert recipes from two well-known and very talented chefs from the United States and Nicaragua, U.S. Chef Art Smith and Nicaraguan Chef Hazel Cuadra. Bienvenidos! Our holiday dessert special will focus on two U.S. and Nicaraguan treats that are easy enough to make in your home. And we look forward to hearing from Art and Hazel about how these recipes fit into their holiday traditions at home. We are thrilled to welcome Chef Art Smith, a native of Jupiter, Florida, former to Oprah Winfrey and to two governors in the state of Florida. He specializes in Southern-style cooking and owns multiple restaurants across America. Art is also well known in the United States and around the world for his appearances on major television shows including Top Chef, Iron Chef America, The Today Show, Good Morning America, Nighttime, Fox News, Extra, Entertainment Tonight, Barbecue Pitmasters, The Talk, The Dr. Oz Show, and The Oprah Winfrey Show. He is the founder of Common Threads, a non-profit organization teaching low-income children to cook wholesome and affordable meals since 2003. That's what I'm talking about. Today, Art will be sharing a delicious recipe that will surely become a new holiday tradition in your homes. Monkey bread. I know my 4-year-old daughter is going to get a kick out of that name, and I cannot wait to add this to our holiday menu. We are also very excited to welcome Chef Hazel Cuadra, a Nicaraguan native currently in Boston, Massachusetts, to share her tips on how to create a delicious Arroz de Leche. Chef Hazel is also a cookbook author and television personality, hosting the show Simple and Gourmet TV for the past 10 years. She has also worked as a culinary advisor for restaurants and luxury hotels in Nicaragua, and hosted Street Foods International on the Travel Channel in the United States. Welcome, Hazel and Art. Without further ado, let's start cooking. Take it away, chefs.
Hello.
Hi, Hazel. How are you, Chef?
Good. How are you, Chef Art?
I'm very good. Don't you love this newfound way of teaching?
We can be anywhere and connected, right?
Very much. And it's such a pleasure. You're in Boston and I'm in Florida. And here we got a hurricane out here, but we're okay. And but it's a pleasure because everything's great when you got something sweet, honey. You know, a dessert always fixes everything. You got cake, you got life, as I just spoke this morning at an event for Thrive, and it was really, really super wonderful to be able to share that message. I've never had the opportunity to be in your beautiful country. I've been to Costa Rica, and which is a neighbor. You know? Yeah. And but I've met many wonderful Nicaraguans, and I know that you have a wonderful cuisine.
Yes, it's such an honor to meet you, Chef Art. I've followed your career since forever, and it's really, really an honor for me. And I hope we get to meet in person someday, and I can show you maybe Nicaragua, and you come over.
Okay, I would love that. I would love that very, 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 very much.
Yes.
So, so you sent your wonderful recipe, but they want me to start with mine first.
Perfect.
It's real simple. Okay.
I'm ready.
And you start with your flour. You've got your about 5 cups of flour in your bowl.
Yes.
You go and put that in there.
Yes, I got it.
Okay, perfect. I have 2. And then what I've done is, in another bowl, I have my yeast. The recipe calls for fresh yeast, but you don't have to use fresh yeast. You can use 1 packet of dry yeast, which works too. And what you're going to do is, honey, you're going to add honey. Okay, you see that?
Honey to the honey.
Yeah, the honey to the honey. Okay. And the next thing we're going to do, is add the water. And what we're going to do is allow that to bloom, okay?
Okay, so I'm using active dry yeast. I use 3 teaspoons for this. Is that okay?
That's perfect, dear. That's perfect.
I'm gonna add the half a cup of the honey.
Right.
And then warm water, right?
Yes, ma'am. And
get the warm water. 1 second.
Right. Here in Florida, you don't have to worry so much about warm because it's warm all the time. And I'm going to just sit this and just I'm going to put this on the side here, and I'm going to sit and mix it up really, really well. What I found too, Chef Hazel, is that you can make this dough the night before and put it in your fridge.
Oh, okay, that's good.
And then the next day, just take it out and make it into balls, and then put it in your bowl or your bunt pan, whatever you want, whatever, you can make it in anything. What's great about monkey bread is it involves the whole family. It's fun for the kids to make balls together, the pools. And it's also fun.
Like they're playing with dough.
Right. They love that. And then when they eat it, they love pulling it apart. It's like it's so much fun,
Yeah. So you say we didn't have to worry about the warm, because I don't work that much with yeast. So I think a lot of people are intimidated a little bit about baking and stuff because of the yeast situation.
No, it's not. It's the yeast situation is not so bad. Don't worry about it.
Awesome.
And then what we're going to do ahead of time too is I'm going to add some sugar in a bowl, and then what I'm going to do is add my cinnamon, because that's what I'm going to dip my balls in. And I, to be honest with you, I don't really measure the cinnamon and the sugar. I just kind of let it just make I like a lot of cinnamon in mine.
Okay, I have here 1 cup of sugar with 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. I have it mixed.
That's right. Yes.
Okay.
And if you don't like cinnamon, you can add something else. With you could even add allspice or nutmeg if you wanted to.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And one thing I did too that's really nice is I have made this with make like a cranberry chutney or a mango chutney, and you can add that, and that's really good too. So
I saw your video on YouTube with the cranberry. It's delicious. Yes.
So once you allow it to kind of like you got your bloom there, your yeast, okay? All right, pour it in your bowl. Make a well in the middle of your bowl. Okay.
Do we add the salt to the flour?
Yeah, add your salt, pinch of salt.
Okay. And then do
Thank
the well.
you for reminding me. I kind of like do-si-do through the recipe, but all I can tell you is it works. Okay.
I know.
When you've got 4 kids running around you making this, and it works. It's proven. Okay.
Perfect.
So pour that. Make a well like you would do pasta.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Got it.
And just pour that in there like that.
Entirely.
Yep. All right. And then what I'm going to do is
just mix it.
Right. I'm going to mix that.
Okay.
And then I'm going to add my egg in the center. Okay. And as you mix it, it's just like pasta. Just gradually add the flour in. Could you give me some flour, please?
Did you add the egg already?
Yeah, you can go ahead and add the egg. As you see, a lot of people, I never had a kitchen aid or a mixer or anything. I did everything by hand. I also think, and I think you will agree, when it's made by hand, it has a totally different texture, and the quality is so much different. Like, I don't like food processors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And then you just keep. Are you mixing there?
I'm mixing.
You got it like that. You see. So we keep. What we do is we keep just mixing that really well, and we keep mixing it well. You see how we've got that beautiful. Okay. Just keep mixing it. If it flies around the kitchen,
mixing it with a spatula.
Pardon?
You're mixing with a spatula or with your hands?
I'm mixing it with the spoon at the moment, okay? And then I'm going to put my hands in here. I got my hands here. You wanted me to see me use my hands? See my hands?
Okay.
Okay.
It's still a little bit, supposed to be a little bit like shaggy, right?
Right. Just keep doing it.
Okay.
Now, what I'm going to tell you is you just sit there and just knead it like you would in the bowl. Okay. Now.
Okay.
I want to tell you a little secret.
Tell me.
Remember how I told you you can make the dough ahead of time?
Yes.
And put it in the fridge?
Yes.
Guess what else you can do?
What else?
After you knead your dough and everything, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You can go ahead and make your balls, and you can go ahead and put it in your pan and sit it in the fridge a second time.
Oh, okay.
And it will proof, and it'll be beautiful. Because all you want to do, honey, is you want to let the gluten in the dough rest. You know what I mean? You know, because the gluten will make the dough chewy. Okay, so that's all you want to do. So if you see how I do this, how are you doing? You're just looking like that?
No, it's not at all.
No? I bet it is. You over there? And then what I'm going to do is, you keep coming. I'll get you through it. I'll get you past it.
I don't know why mine is dry. I was trying it before. I don't know.
What is wrong?
No, it's a little bit dry. Like a little bit too. Like
So
it's
then
not
just
coming
add a little liquid to it.
I'm gonna do that. Okay, so we need it, and we
Right.
leave it to proof, right?
Yeah, but I'm gonna give you a little shortcut.
Awesome.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay. How's your dough?
It's getting there. I'll follow you.
Just
I'll follow
keep
you,
just keep doing that.
yes.
You're doing fine. Okay. If you got a lot of time, you can put this in your fridge overnight, be fine. If you don't have a lot of time, what you can do is you can go ahead and, like I said, take the dough, form it into balls, go ahead and sugar them, put it in the fridge, and once it doubles in size in the fridge, it's perfect, okay? All right?
Okay.
Remember, it's just flour, water, and yeast. That's it, okay?
Awesome.
All right?
Perfect.
It's not anything, it's not that precious. What's
Perfect.
precious is watching your children pull it together and eat it.
Yes.
Okay? All right? How are we doing there?
Getting better. Should we put it on the
Yeah, put it on the board. I'm gonna put my very fashionable hot pink glasses on so I can see you better, my dear.
Yes.
Oh, there you are. Let me look at that. Oh, you got it. You got this. You've got this. You've got this. Okay. Look at you. Look at the hands of that. Look at you. You've kneaded bread before. Don't pretend like you don't know what you're doing. Okay. Okay. Perfect.
Okay. Perfect.
And you want it really smooth, like a baby's bottom. Okay.
Yes.
All right. All right. So what are you gonna bake? What are you gonna bake yours in? What
I
kind of pan?
have a bun cake, I think you call it.
Cool. You know, you can also use this too. You know that?
Did not know. I was
And that's what I was wanting you to know. And if you don't have this, if you have a glass one, that works too. Okay. I have this one. I have. Okay. Bun cake. I think bun cake is a very kind of American kind of a thing. It's just a tube pan, but you can use whatever you want. And you know, like even like a coco flan pan, that would work. You know what I mean? Whatever. Okay. It just needs to be oven proof. Okay. So, darling,
yes.
grab yourself a little dough like this. Okay. All right. You see that?
Okay. So should I weigh it or no? Because I saw the recipe and it said 1 ounce balls. Does it matter? I don't think it does, right?
Yeah. You know, when we did that recipe, we were just trying to be exact. There you are. Okay. Hello. There you are.
Yeah.
That's about 1. It doesn't make any difference.
Do
Okay.
we grease the pan first, Chef?
Yes. Yeah. You want to grease it with some kind of a cooking spray or butter it real well. Okay.
And then we put the sugar, cinnamon first, or no?
I'm going to show you that right now.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, reach down, grab yourself a little dough. Okay. Like that. See?
Okay.
There. See? Okay. Now take it and fold it into a little ball.
Okay.
All right. Okay. I just did that. Good. See? All right. Okay.
Yes.
Go to your melted butter.
Yes.
You got some melted butter?
I'm gonna melt it right now. 1 second.
Okay. You melt your butter. You know, honey, I'm always fearful that I run out of time, so I kind of like go in warp speed. So you have to calm me down a little bit. So I'm more interested in your dish than mine at the moment. Okay, so I've made monkey bread so many times, but I want to tell you something. The kids.
Is it something that you make all the time for the holidays?
It's really good for the holidays, and the kids love it. And I'll be honest with you, most holiday food kids don't really like. The only thing they like is the dessert. You know?
Yes. Exactly.
You know, and they love bread. Okay, I love you got your nice little brush. I just stick my fingers right in there. You know what? You're the best. Okay. All right. So take your little ball. Okay.
Yes.
All right. I'll just use my fingers. I'll be a little bit much more polite here. Okay. Take it, dip it in the sugar and cinnamon.
Okay.
Okay. There you are. See that?
Awesome.
All right. And start make a little little rows around the bottom of your pan. Okay. All right.
Perfect.
And you keep going.
Do we put them close together, chef, or apart? Doesn't matter.
You can. It doesn't make any difference. They're gonna get nice and happy and close once they rise.
Anyway.
But I want people to know that it's just food. Don't worry if it's not perfect, because no one will believe you made it.
Yeah. No, and this is like you said, this part of, I remember the word now, Play-Doh. You know how kids love to play with Play-Doh?
Right.
My daughters would love to do this little balls, you know, and it's something like you said, of doing together. And especially now in this time, I think a lot of people,
right.
I think you probably felt it as well. So many people started cooking more, and especially baking. I think baking is such a comfort food, and
yeah.
so many people started doing that now in this
yeah.
COVID era, right? That we're all
yeah.
in our house, in our homes. So I think it's such a great.
I was telling my audience this morning that I got my start just by baking cake, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't know that much about cake.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I love to read. And there's some amazing baking books, and I think like Europe, probably much of the baking that we enjoy is European. You know, it's Spanish and French.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, and Italian,
mm-hmm.
or I don't. Either one was going to claim it's their idea first, but like you know. I'm telling you, monkey bread it probably ain't American. All right, it's probably got something, some connection.
I've never tried it before. You know, I had to Google what it was.
Yes, I think the idea that it's fun and crazy and you just tear it apart. Okay.
And you can make different versions of it. I love like I said, I saw your YouTube on the cranberry, like how to use the cranberry leftover sauce. I thought it was genius.
You just do it like you're making almost like a dumpling,
like
and you put your filling. You know what you could do? You know what would be fabulous?
Uh-huh.
You know what would be fabulous? Is you could take a panada filling and put inside and make almost like a dim sum.
Oh God!
And you could make it savory.
Wow!
Wouldn't that be good?
That's a great idea. I love it.
And then it's like, and I'll be honest with you, when you do it like that, you know how like sometimes when you make little things that they dry out and they're not as wonderful, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it being baked together like this, it's going to have a lot more moisture in it and taste good. Okay.
So much sugar and butter.
Oh, how could it not, right?
How could it not? Yeah.
Yeah. And queso, cheese, like the cheese one. I mean, kids love cheese bread.
So it's like a different way of like a pull apart bread that I've heard also. I see.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, right. That's so.
Part of my family is Venezuelan, and they love that ham and cheese loaf. Or one of the things we just made, they make them at Christmas time, hallacas. You like hallacas?
I think I have never tried it though.
They bake them in like plantain leaves, and I wonder, like in your part of the world, plantain leaves and plantains are so popular, in things,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, they're huge. My daughters are one of the things they missed the most when we came here that I've been making over and over is fried plantain, like the tostones.
Yes.
The fried plantain, they love that, and I think it brings them that back home. That's such a present flavor, like you said, the plantains in our country.
Right. Yeah, I love them. Have you ever had them where they mash them? Like they take like a whole one and mash it, and they fry them, and then they make a jibarito out of them. It's like a Cuban sandwich.
Like a cone, like a little thingy.
Yeah.
Like a little cup.
They
fill it with stuff.
They're delicious. Yeah.
Delicious.
So we're almost getting there. I know you're tired of making little balls here, but
never.
Okay. So we'll just take that. It's also messy.
So but I love it because it's usually, when we talk about baking, like I was saying, many people, including me, we think about baking and we think it's like such an exact thing, and it's like you have to be perfect about it, and I'm definitely not. So this is a great way, I think, to maybe start into like making like a dessert bake, because it doesn't have to be that, layered perfectly.
And you can't mess it up.
Yeah, awesome.
So, after you finish with all your balls, how much dough do you have left?
I have some left, but it's okay.
You see?
Yeah.
Perfect. Keep going there.
Yes.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to set up the other part for it. Just let me know. And what you want to do after you do your little balls with cinnamon sugar, you want to cover that with like plastic wrap. Put it in the fridge and let it sit. You can let it sit overnight, or you can just let it sit for a few hours. It's best to let it sit for at least a few hours, okay, or overnight. And it'll be absolutely wonderful, okay?
Perfect. And then we bake it for how long?
I baked mine in the oven, depending on your oven, for about 25 to 30 minutes. But keep in mind, every oven is different, so it could take almost 40 minutes, okay? All right, let me wash my hands real quick. Okay, I'm back. How are you doing there?
I'm good.
So, another thing that where I'm from, we make a lot of fruitcake. I'm going to tell you something. I think I was the only kid that would eat fruitcake.
They didn't like it. The other kids.
No, they don't. They don't like it. But they do love.
Is it not as sweet, or what is it?
It's very sweet, but I think they don't like the texture of the fruit.
Oh.
Perfect. All right. Now.
Okay.
So what we're going to do now, once you get all finished, just tell me where you are.
Okay, I'm finished.
We bake it again, say 25 to 30 minutes.
Okay.
We put it in the fridge overnight, or we let it rest for about, I would say, 3 to 4 hours. Okay, because of the dough. This is just a shortcut. Okay, if you're able to make it really fast, as you can do it that way, or you can follow the recipe. That this is my little chef art method. Okay, if it were me, make the dough, put it in the fridge next day, make your balls, or make your balls then, put it in your pan, let it sit overnight, and you bring it out of the fridge, let it kind of warm up, and then put it in the preheated oven of 350 degrees and bake it for 25 to 30 minutes.
Perfect.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And then once you bake it, can you see me here?
Yes.
I want to show you. Okay. All right. You good?
Yes, I'm good.
Okay. Poof. There you have it.
Beautiful.
Okay, we're not finished yet.
Here, Chef Art. For your
Oh my God, look
approval.
at yours. Yours is prettier. Okay, all right. So what I want to show you what I do. I buy pre-made caramel sauce. You can make your own, but who wants to? Okay. Right? And then what you do is you just put your caramel sauce. You can heat it up.
Okay.
Get your spoon. Ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, come on. Okay, give it some love.
I'm so ready. Woo! Oh my God, it looks so good. This looks delicious.
Thank you, dear. You're very welcome, and it's a pleasure to show you a little something of my. And just have fun. Don't worry about it being perfect. Life is not perfect. Food's
and in
not
Nicaragua,
perfect.
maybe they can use like cajeta, like dulce de leche, and all that.
I think dulce de leche cajeta would be absolutely delicious. Okay.
Oh.
All right.
Oh my God, my daughters are gonna love this, Chef.
So look at there. Mmm. How about that? Beautiful.
That is amazing. Thank you so much for teaching me this.
Oh, you're welcome. Are there any questions that you need to ask me before we move on to your absolutely delicious dish?
No, I think I got it. I think this is a perfect recipe for all non-bakers like myself to really get out there and try, because this is amazing. And then you pull it apart, right? The little.
Yeah, yeah. All you do, dear, is like this. Okay, you go here, you go right in there like that, and you pull it apart, and you go like this, and you put it in your mouth. Mmm. Yeah, delicious.
So good. Thank you.
I'm so jealous. That monkey bread looks amazing, and I know what I'm going to be giving my friends and colleagues for the holidays. So there won't be any surprises there. But I am curious, Chef Art, is this a Southern specialty, making monkey bread for the holidays?
No, I think this. What's unique about the South? They like a lot of sugar. Is it unique to the South? No, I think it's made throughout the country, but it's a great family dessert that people love.
Well, I know our cultural affairs attaché, Stephanie Shoemaker, is originally from North Carolina, and this is one of her family favorites. So I'm going to have to get in the kitchen with her as soon as I can.
This is a new one for me, Melissa. I'm just trying this for the first time, and it looks amazing.
Well, thank you.
Amazing. And I was wondering, Chef Art, do you have any special family memories that are affiliated with making monkey bread?
Well, the first time my mother didn't make monkey bread. I made it for Oprah Winfrey for a holiday, and she loved it. And we did little individual ones, in fact, that were like about this big.
Oh.
And we served them at the table, and the people came around with caramel sauce. It was quite delicious.
So you can make them like individual in ramekins, right?
Right.
That's
Yeah.
Great. Well, we are so thrilled that you shared that special recipe with us, and we are now going to be turning it over to Chef Hazel, who is going to be teaching us how to make a special holiday dessert, Arroz de Leche. And my grandmother actually used to make this in New Mexico, so I'm very curious to see like what variation there may be, seeing the Nicaraguan version. So over to you, Chef Hazel.
Okay, I'm just gonna, there's gonna be a movement right now because I'm gonna go to the kitchen area. And my production team, my husband and my kids are helping me out.
It's a family affair.
It's a family affair these days. Okay, so arroz de leche is something that like you were saying, exactly the same thing, Chef. Something that we eat on special occasions, but at the same time, we eat it on a weekly basis as well. Like it's not necessarily a holiday only dessert. It's just something that we can also make any day because it's so easy and so few ingredients. So basically, super simple. we have 4 cups of water here. I'm gonna put it in
Okay.
boil and high.
Okay, I got mine on now.
Okay.
Perfect. Yeah.
While the water is still cold, we add the 1 cup of rice.
Okay,
to
I'll do that.
to the water.
Can I go ahead and do that?
Yes. So we basically just add the water with the rice cold like that in a large saucepan. We want basically to like overcook the rice in this recipe. We're trying to really get it to not maintain like the shape.
I'm back.
Yes. So yes, I was saying we're basically trying to like overcook the rice in this whole process. We don't really want the grain to maintain. We can add some cinnamon sticks to the water and the rice now. You can add maybe like 7 or whatever you have, 7, 8 cinnamon sticks to the water. Added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think.
All right.
And basically what you want to do is put it into boil the water with the rice, and once it boils, then you cook it for around 15 minutes, like maybe a little bit less, 12 to 15 minutes, until basically the rice is completely cooked, and then we can add the other ingredients. But right now it's basically like the boring part where we leave it to do its thing. But so you put it basically in high, and you want to let it boil. After it boils, 12 to 15 minutes, and then we start adding the other ingredients, which are basically the half a cup of sugar. Then we let it basically until it's almost dry, until all the water has evaporated almost. And then we add the leche of the part, right? Because we have the arroz part, now we have the leche. And then we add the 4 cups of milk, which is that, you make it super creamy with the condensed milk, the whole can of 14 ounces of condensed milk. We add a stick of butter, whole stick of butter.
That. I got that.
More richness, and then we're gonna grate 2 limes. We're gonna do the zest.
Yeah, I got these beautiful limes from the store. They're beautiful.
Beautiful.
I've never seen that. I don't know where they're from. I got them in the Mexican market. I think they're beautiful. I'm from Mexico, but they're beautiful. I've never seen such pretty limes. Go ahead.
They look, so we do grate it on top of directly, and then at the also I add 2 tablespoons of rum, dark rum.
I think I got a little bit more than 2 tablespoons.
You can add more. Feel free. I'm being here PG. But you can add more definitely if you want. It just gives it a little extra kick. And in Nicaragua, we're very famous for a rum, flor de caña, so I use that one. But of course, you can use whatever you like or you have on hand. And at the very end, the last 5 minutes, we add raisins. We add like half a cup of raisins, and then we lit it. We have to let that with the milk, with the sugar and all that, and the rum. We have to cook that for around 30 minutes, maybe a little bit less. And at the end, we add the raisins. So it's a very, very straightforward, easy recipe, but it's something that, like I was saying, it's a holiday, but it's also also something that's part of my life, and many families' lives on a weekly basis in our homes, right? It's such an easy thing to do. But that's a very, very typical dessert in Nicaragua.
Right, very much. And so, are we gonna make 30 minutes, or are we gonna finish? How shall we do this, Chef?
I think so we boil this, and then we add the rest of the ingredients. We can do that right now after
Okay, let me go check my rice now. Okay, let me check my rice.
Should we say that 15 minutes have passed production?
Pardon me?
We should say that, right? 15 minutes passed and start adding
the
ingredients, right?
I want to check. It's cooking. It's cooking.
It's cooking. So should we just? Do you have the finished product, Chef Art?
I have a finished product, but I'd love to make it if we have time. Whatever. Yeah, it's cooking now. Yeah, I have a finished product.
Yeah. We have. So we can cook it all the way. Now it's boiling. We can leave it 12 minutes from now, and then add the rest of the ingredients. I don't know if we want to check back after 12 minutes.
Let's go ahead and let's do it. Let's add all the ingredients. It's 12 minutes time. 12 minutes, everybody, and then. You have the quietest family. How do you get them so quiet when you're filming there?
They're threatened to death. they're in the room. I'm like, please don't make a noise. They're also homeschooled, so they're in class right now as we speak.
Perfect.
Yeah, so they're doing school. My oldest is in 5th grade, and my youngest is in 1st grade. So
what is their ages? What are their ages?
Sophia is gonna be 11 in December, and Sabrina is 7. She just turned 7.
Wow. And you have 2 daughters? You have 2 daughters.
I have 2 daughters, Sophia, the oldest, and Sabrina, the youngest. Yes.
Wow. Yeah. I have 4.
4.
I have 4, and they are 10, 11, 15, and 18. Lord Jesus, Lord, 18-year-olds. It's a lot of work.
We're going to teenage years.
Yeah.
How is that? Do you have some advice for me?
It's a lot of hand-holding. It's a lot of hand-holding. You know, they think they're grown, but they're not grown. I can tell you that.
Oh, yeah. No, my oldest is 10, going on 14 in her mind. She's confused.
Oh, yeah. They're just trying to grow up fast. Yeah. Let me check my rice.
Yeah, you have to keep moving it also because sometimes it tends to stick at the bottom.
The rice actually cooks pretty fast.
Yeah.
And now, question.
Yes.
Is the rice? I made this for my mother-in-law, and my mother-in-law says she's very sweet in her very Venezuelan way. Said it needs to be a little thinner. You know what I mean? But I followed the recipe. Maybe I added a little too much rice to it. And also, too, is the rice supposed to be kind of overcooked, or is it supposed to be more al dente?
No, it's supposed to, in our country at least, supposed to be very overcooked. Like it's like it shouldn't be like the grain still whole and stuff like that. I'm sure because many countries have a different interpretation of rice pudding, basically. And the Spanish have their own, and they have their different twists. But in Nicaragua, it's supposed to be like a thick, luscious, like basically all together, not without a specific texture of al dente.
Right.
Of course, there are many different, even in the same country, as you know, of course, different interpretations. And some people like it looser, and some people like it thicker. But yeah, basically, it's very, very overcooked. And some people don't even add the sweetened condensed milk, for example, which I do. In my family, we do because that's the way that we like it, like a thick type of.
Yeah, I actually like it like that. I think it's delicious.
And then the other controversy is how to eat it, how to serve it. Some people like it room temperature or even cold, and some people like it very warm, like something hot.
Right. Exactly.
So yeah, I like both versions, to be honest with you. I remember as a kid, like wanting to eat it, being so desperate, like getting my tongue burned, trying to eat the Arroz de Leche just recently made. So I think we all Nicaraguans have a little bit of a scar in our tongues trying to taste it when it's not cool enough.
Right. Yeah, that's the other thing too. I was talking to my relatives and they were saying, oh, it should be a little cold, and I wasn't sure of that either. So, but I was, how much? What time are we at now?
I think I have 8 minutes left on my rice.
Okay, yeah, we about to have 7. Okay, yeah, I actually have a finished one. I'm kind of doodling on over here.
Okay. So should we add the rest of the ingredients to this one?
Yeah.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah, let's do that if you want to.
Yeah.
How is yours? Can we do that?
Yeah, we can do it. I have a finished product as well. So.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. So like we can start adding then Now the rest of the ingredients, it's almost dry, the water. And we can start adding. Now we add the sugar. We have half a cup of sugar here. Chef Art is also adding half a cup of sugar. Mixing and mixing. We add the 4 cups of milk. It's gonna look like a lot of liquid to the rice, but I promise it's not. It's gonna cook down and it's gonna become super thick. So we mix the 4 cups of milk, whole milk, no skim milk here. So whole milk, and then we add also the sweetened condensed milk. Like I was saying, it's gonna make it more, of course, sweeter, but also like denser. I think it's gonna help.
Really?
With that. So,
yeah, very much. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you kids can fight for the leftovers sweetened condensed milk in the can.
Very much. So what you do? You don't add your raisins until the very end.
I add them 5 minutes before, just so they soak up a little bit. They get a little bit softer, of course, and more hydrated. But that's the thing that I want to keep the texture. I like the texture of the raisin to keep it soft. You know, that's the one thing that I do want to have, like a pop in your mouth when the whole milk is, the whole arroz de leche is so softer that I want the pop of the raisin.
Right.
Then you do. I think that the lemon zest is such a special ingredient to add. I think it's the acidity and the like a little acid that it has of the lemon.
It does smell good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it cuts the sweetness so much, so good. Like that's something that I wouldn't omit or substitute at all. It's such a good way to like. So you do the zest, right, of the lime.
Mm-hmm.
You know that the zest has so much flavor of lime and the oils and everything. It brings such a freshness to the arroz de leche. And then we do also the stick of butter, more richness, more flavor.
All right.
The stick of butter. Put it here. We keep mixing. We also wanna, at the beginning and during this time, we keep mixing. We just don't want the rice to stick to the bottom, you know, that it's smoky. So it's not complete. It's not completely hands off. We have to keep like graving it a little bit.
All right. Okay.
And then we have the rum, right?
All right. Okay. Okay. You add the rum at the very end, right?
No.
No.
This is the beginning. Yeah.
Okay. Add the rum.
Add the rum. Basically, we're only left with the raisins. Those are the ones that we're gonna do. That's the only thing we've got left right now.
Okay. Yeah. I haven't gotten past that yet.
Okay. Perfect. So we basically bring this mixture, the butter, the rum, and the sweetened condensed milk, and the rice, and everything. We bring it to a boil, and then we lower the temperature.
Okay. I'm gonna put mine back on and bring it to a boil. 1 second.
Perfect. So you can smell like the cinnamon and the lime and the sugar. Oh my God. It smells like home to me.
Yeah, I
miss so much. I haven't been back to
imagine.
Nicaragua for a year and a half now, and I miss it so much.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, but COVID got us here, so we got
it's perfect. But I think that, you know, when you have delicious dishes like this, it always takes you back home real quickly.
It's so important, that for us here has been, because we were supposed to go to Nicaragua for the summer to visit, and that was a very disappointing thing for all of us, of course. But of course, we stayed here, and we're so happy to be in Boston. And but yeah, food completely has given us like the hug, like a culinary hug of feeling like you're home, definitely.
Okay.
So we're gonna lower that. It's boiling now. We lowered it, and now it goes for around 30 minutes. In the 5 last minutes, we got the raisins, and then we got our arroz de leche.
Okay, beautiful. We'll stir mine a little bit too. Check it.
You did this part already, right, Chef? So I'm gonna switch mine to that one.
Good. Okay.
Okay.
Oh wow, beautiful.
So I have one here that's already cooked down.
Right.
We're just gonna add the raisins.
Okay.
Very end. More.
I've actually went ahead and poured mine in my little bowl here.
Oh. See, you got fancy with me. Look at that. That's so beautiful. I'm gonna pour mine as well. Wait, 1 second. And that's the perfect way to serve it as well. We usually do that. We put some cinnamon on top just to resemble, the flavors of the ingredients that it has.
You add a little powdered cinnamon on it?
Yes, exactly. Powdered cinnamon. See, and it's super thick. If you can see, like it really.
Yeah. It is, but it's beautiful.
Yeah. I have the cinnamon here.
Shall we?
Oh God. See?
Oh, beautiful. I love how you build the cinnamon on top. That's great. Shall we
try it? Yes.
No, I'm waiting on you. You ladies first.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Isn't this like
Go.
you like it?
I love it.
Don't you feel like the lime zest makes a difference?
Yeah, I'm gonna make it for my holiday.
Yay! I'm gonna make your monkey.
I mean, would you ever? Question: would you put a little lime zest on top of this when you're just for garnish?
Completely.
Because I love that. I'm gonna do a little of that.
Do it. I'm gonna do it too. That's a great idea.
Perfect.
And as soon as it hits like the warm arroz, like it smells of the lime.
Right.
So good.
Perfect.
Excellent.
Thank you. Thank you for so much for showing me this.
Yes, you're welcome. I'm so honored and happy to be here doing this.
Thank you.
Chef Hazel, I have a question for you. So
Yes.
do you have any favorite family memories making arroz de leche?
Yes, like I said, it's arroz de leche to me. It's not even only holiday. It's like something that I remember eating when I was younger. Something that's like after school, like my mom would make at home. And like I said, the thing that I remember also, it's the wanting to eat it and it was too hot. Like my mom being like, please wait until it's cool enough. And we're like burning ourselves trying to eat the arroz de leche because it's so good and the house smells of like the cinnamon and that's a memory that I have of me growing up. So that's why I decided to make it, because not only is it a holiday thing, but it's definitely like a family memory that I think many Nicaraguans share.
Wow, wonderful.
And do you have any other Nicaraguan desserts that are your favorites?
Oh, many. I love Nicaraguan dessert, buñuelos. I love
buñuelos. I love them. Have you ever heard of Lorena Garcia? The chef.
Have I ever heard of what?
Chef
Lorena
Lorena
yes, of course I've heard of Lorena, yes.
She makes the best ones. They're delicious.
I've seen it on her website. I think of Chica restaurant that she has. And I was wondering if it was maybe the same idea of like yuca and cheese and stuff like that.
Well, hers. I'm not sure hers are just like a little donut, but they're really delicious. I'm sure each country does their whole little touch on it.
Yes, exactly. I was wondering about that, but they look amazing and they look very similar to ours. They're like little patties, fried and stuff. So buñuelos are one of my favorites. So the yuca and cheese and sugar, and they're just fried and basically mixed with a homemade syrup with cinnamon, of course. That's very delicious. So I think buñuelos are my other favorite Nicaraguan dessert memory.
Thank you.
I'd love try both recipes, and I know my family will definitely be excited to try the Nicaraguan version of Arroz de Leche and monkey bread. So looking forward to making both recipes, and we just really appreciate the time that you took to share with our audience these very special recipes. And I really love the way that Chef Hazel put it. You know, these dishes, they give you a culinary hug. And nowadays that all of us have to be indoors, and of course, you know, it's a challenging environment as it is given COVID. And so the fact that we're able to give ourselves that culinary hug, and also give ourselves a chance to, you know, be those like the novice chefs in the kitchen and try these different recipes is just really special. Now's the time to really kind of bridge cultures and share, like, in, you know, our own recipes, our own traditions, and be sure that we're able to have those connections. And that's what we're doing with our culinary diplomacy program, and I think that's what we were able to accomplish.
Well, thank you so very much. And you know, I look forward to tasting more of Nicaragua. And thank you, Chef Hazel, for this beautiful. I mean, just look at that. Isn't that gorgeous?
I mean, you went all out. You went all out with it.
No, honey, I work for Martha Stewart. It's all about pretty. But I really appreciate you, and you're so incredibly beautiful. And I wish you a happy holiday, and Feliz Navidad, and I wish, you know, much love, and that we all, even though we may be challenged, you know, the fact is, as long as we have food and as long as we have love, we have life.
Exactly. I completely agree. And I thank you so much again for the invitation of being part of this beautiful project. Thank you, Chef Art. It's really an honor. I follow you for forever, and I'm so happy to be doing this. And I really hope that one day we can do it in person.
I would love that. Yes, that'd be wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Feliz Navidad.
Thank you. Ciao.